everyone. I'm Rebecca Lombardo, host of VendorVibes and fractional CMO. Today, I'm here with Braeden from Aidaptive. How are you?
I'm doing great, Rebecca. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks. So can you tell me about your company and what you guys do?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the hospitality program manager with Aidaptive, and Aidaptive uses AI and machine learning to create personalized experiences for guests on vacation rental managers' direct booking channels. So examples of that include things like personalized property recommendations, personalized search sort order. But long story short, by adding personalization, we want to meet guest expectations and help improve the frankly terrible conversion rates that managers have been conditioned to accept on their booking websites. So by enhancing those direct booking channels, we help vacation rental managers grow profitability and reduce their reliance on OTAs.
Interesting. So I would say normally what makes you guys unique, but I think that entire explanation makes you guys unique, but feel free to layer on.
Yeah, no, it's really a fun place to be because we don't have any competition at this point. This is actually fairly well-tread territory in the e-commerce world, which we're also involved with. And what we want to do is bring that e-commerce expertise to the vacation rental booking world. So while there are a lot of kind of AI companies entering the hospitality industry, we're really the only one offering what we've termed predictive personalization. So we're lucky enough to have around 40 full-time machine learning engineers building out AI products specifically for vacation rental managers. And that's a big difference from any of the other AI solutions out there that we're aware of that in general are adapting existing technologies, doing things like white labeling, those LLMs or chatbots like ChatGPT folks might be familiar with. Instead, we're really building something from the ground up specifically for the hospitality industry.
Okay, so is there any prerequisite to working with you guys? I assume a website is needed, but do I need to have a PMS in place? Like, what else would be required before working with you?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think when you think of Aidaptive, you can kind of think of us as conversion rate optimization. We want to make that website perform better or whatever your direct booking channels are perform better. So you definitely need a direct booking website. I think as important as the website itself is the underlying data and volume associated with that. So, the technology is evolving quickly, but requirements today we want to see around 5,000 monthly visitors to the website. Of course, there's seasonality that can go up and down. And usually that's going to be correlated with customers who have around 75 properties or more under management. And we also see that as being a pretty important rule of thumb because at listing counts below that, it's actually not that difficult for an individual guest to find their perfect property. But as your inventory grows and scales, especially getting to 75, 100, even 500 properties, we're asking a lot of the guests to find that perfect unit. And that's where personalization can make a huge impact. So right now, we're definitely focused on the more mature and larger property managers, those with significant unit counts, those with an established direct booking channel.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question was the number of properties that they're managing, right? So the more the better, obviously, but you're not saying there's a hard cutoff. Like you won't give a demo to anybody who has under X number of properties.
No, and we're, a young startup. And so we really are eager to have those conversations, even for the smaller property manager. We've got some interesting tools that we're developing now that are designed to help out that growing PM. So I would say, even if you're under 75 units, in particular, if you are maybe in a luxury market where you have higher ADRs, we've got some tools that can make a ton of sense. And we're releasing some really exciting things related to audience segmentation that a property manager of any size can take advantage of. But our primary product offerings, the things that will go on a direct booking website, in general, make the biggest impact for that relatively larger property manager.
Okay, so as you think through these clients that you're working with, can you think of any examples of folks who are super happy with you and share why they are so happy with you right now?
Yeah, one comes to mind pretty easily. We just did a webinar last week with them, and that's Twitty and Company, based in the Outer Banks. They've had some really incredible results with Aidaptive. For those who are not familiar, they're really a leader in the Outer Banks market. They have more than 1,000 properties under management. They've got a sophisticated in-house marketing team. They build a lot of their own software and tools. So they really represent somebody who's a partner with Aidaptive and kind of taking our capabilities as far as they can go and even pushing us a bit. So in their case, they've deployed personalization to both their website and their mobile app. And the personalization applied to those two sites is contributing on average about $1 million in revenue on a monthly basis. Now, not everybody's at that scale. $1 million in revenue is a lot of money. But when you are talking about, 1,000 properties, you can think about how that would scale maybe to somebody with 100. So if, even an extra $100,000 in monthly revenue, I think is pretty appealing to a property manager of any size. I think additionally, we're doing some unique things with pricing optimization for them that took what was previously a manually process that took hundreds of hours of analysis. And now we've freed that team up to do much more strategic work. So working with them in a few capacities, freeing up their team to work on more difficult challenges, having more time to have those individual homeowner conversations, and at the same time, feeding the revenue side of the business by using personalization, helping their website convert more successfully.
Amazing. That is no small feat. I know 20 very well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they are, I think, the benchmark for a data-driven marketing organization. They do all kinds of testing. And so that's another thing that makes us an ideal partner, is somebody who's got awareness of how their website is performing and is geared to measure those improvements and actually value the improvements we're making to that booking process.
So are you working mainly with folks in the US or internationally as well?
So we are an international company. Most of our clients today are in the United States. It's a function of kind of our network. However, we do have a significant footprint in Europe, as well as Asia and the South Pacific markets. And what's really helpful for that for us is our team is also global. So we have coverage in time zones all over the world. So we do welcome business anywhere globally. But the majority of our business today is in North America.
Okay. And if somebody wants to work with you guys, what's the best way to connect or reach out?
I'd encourage anybody interested to go to Aidaptive.com. So you can see our brand name behind me there. So just Aidaptive.com, check us out. There's a whole section dedicated to our impacts on the hospitality industry. And I would also call out, there's an opportunity to sign up for our newsletter on there. My colleagues put together a digest of kind of the biggest news in hospitality technology and AI, and every 2 weeks that goes out. We've had some great feedback on that resource.
I'll acknowledge that it looks pretty helpful. I want to add a kind of a footnote here for anybody who's intimidated by the phrase AI or working with a company around AI. You guys are the most down to earth, easy to talk to, not intimidating people to talk to. So I hope that people still reach out, even if they're not, like, I'll say, comfortable with this whole thing, right? Because they might be more ready for it than they think, or like they need to just basically not worry about that level of the dialect that comes along with what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I think there's so much hype about AI right now, and there's so much information that's hitting anybody who's interested every day. It is hard to cut through. My background is much more so in vacation rentals than it is AI. It's been a crash course for me over the last 2 years. We have a few other folks on staff who either have short-term rentals themselves or who have worked in the industry. So certainly we kind of understand how this can apply to marketers in the space. But to be clear, if you're a vacation rental manager and you want to leverage AI, you do not need a data scientist on staff or a machine learning engineer on staff. We want to make that really easy. So we're connected with all of the major property management softwares in the space. We have relationships with all of the website vendors in the industry. So yeah, don't let this be an intimidating technology product or project. This is quite straightforward to roll out. It's something that we can roll out iteratively over time. And I think the key is we keep our customers in control of the experience. They're not handing over their marketing to AI. We're not writing copy for them. We're not hijacking the control or taking away control from the experts on the ground. We want to give them tools to make them more effective. And part of that's making sure that they're easy to use and fit into those existing workflows.
Good. Yeah, I would say don't make assumptions. Just reach out and talk to them. That's all I'm gonna say.
We'd love it. And if you're not sure, we'd still love to have the conversation. It helps us learn and maybe build products in the future that are a better fit.
100%. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Rebecca, enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having us, and thanks to everybody watching.
Cheers, everybody.